get Nico outside. A classic. Obviously the change-up in FaZe since Elise joined and Rain no longer playing this position. And, you know, a Nico versus Rain outer performance would have been a fun head-to-head. Nico at bat first. Ooh, insta-gush. And then the clean shot from Frozen up above. And that's going to be 3 bodies to get down Secret. Kerrigan a little bit later, but Bomb is down there. And TeSS, easy pickup. Rain goes jumping over. Nobody actually looking over top of the stairs. So TeSS floats here for a second. We hit a minute, he opens doors. And his teammate upstairs still waiting to see if somebody from FaZe comes his way.
Man, he found a good timing where it looked like he might have disappeared. But now he actually might go forward with the push in Secret. Rough moment here for FaZe. It's going to be weird if they're ready for this. Kicksands catching flanks, more FaZe players are dropping. That's free.
Well timed. Bullet to the back of the head of Frozen, so unfortunately here for FaZe, looks like Pistol stalls out. Unless Elige can pull off the masterclass. We've got 30 seconds to the clock. This would be the 2v4. Him and Brokey have both been performing better this week. It's why FaZe have the star power that they have at the moment. Elige gets another one to open up this site. Brokey's gonna turn his back. Nobody considering this vent play, but Magis, he's dropping his moment. A little bit of chip damage on both, but neither player dropped. 2v4 down to the final kill. TeSS, who got his clean downstairs, somehow has to get them out of this. They go for the double swing, and they don't get him in the open. Fast step out of TeSS. Burning a bit of time. Brokey also whittled down to 40. Now TeSS executes one. Brokey's low. Health advantage, TeSS on for the 4K in the pistol. Trying to chase it down. Brokey shuts him out.
Damn.
And it's a FaZe 2v4 to start off the semis.
That's a pretty good clutch there for Brokey. Got scary for sure. Had to take that swing. TeSS looked like he knew exactly how to handle that. Maps versus Saw and Astralis, but none of their top-tier competition. He almost always struggles.
No takeovers. Single door swings, and we've got this layered defense. Smoke in front of them. M4 on the field. Okay. No way they just clean it up like that. FaZe Clan win pistol, walk down into this very healthy buy. That armored M4 of Nico just sweeps them away on single. And FaZe Clan walk into their deaths by walking into the Falcons trap.
That's a pretty fantastic setup. That position always calls Antares, where Nico was, and if you think someone's there, you really don't even consider coming decon side. Like, that's just such a great spot to take a swing. Oh man, this is a huge whoa, nice. Nice from TeSS. I mean, he knows his teammates outside of heaven, but he still approaches that carefully.
It's a nice P250 kill from Brokey with the bomb on his back. MP9 out of Frozen finds one. We are in a 3 versus 3, so that stacked up B bomb site that got Falcons on the board early no longer looking as cemented. Dexter, though, great positioning just over top of smoke. Frozen gets hit by a truck, never sees it coming.
It's a trick smoke.
And now Brokey's got that flashbang thrown out just to try to get the bomb back site. Elige looks to create a little more space with the kill, and that will guarantee the bomb plant. Now, we've already got the clean P250 kill from Brokey. This would be a huge ask to win this duel against Dexter, but he digs him. And he comes back into Kicksands. There's a world where that P250 finishes it off, but this timeline has Falcons with 2 players standing and converting like FaZe couldn't.
Alleged roster moves taking place after the event, both in semifinals.
Can't believe everything you read on the internet.
And the other 2 teams have, you know, players that used to play for the other orgs. Oof. It's been an incestuous revolving door of talent among these rosters.
Time for some new blood. Such as a 20-year-old Kazakh operator named Molodoy.
Such as 4 Academy Spirit teams.
Yeah, just get...
They need to put tariffs on those.
Yeah. Just hogging all the young guys. TeSS trying to make something happen in the 3 versus 5. Goes for the lobby flank. Gets a kill, but does come at a cost. He'll be down to 29 health. Can Dexter snap this upwards?
Oh!
Not quite. And his head just over top of the box, so he gets wrecked.
Ooh.
Magisk's gonna go down on A empty-handed.
Lovely from Elige.
And that's gonna be an A-bomb site wrapped up. Now, there was that quote that the desk brought up with Magisk saying, you know, it's not about me, it's about these players, X, Y, Z, giving them more space. Giving those players space makes absolute sense. But just because they get the space doesn't mean you can drop the ball mechanically. That USP kill from behind the vent could allude to a slow day in the office for Magisk. And under pressure on this A site, as FaZe will target him to collect their second. Up to the ramp real quick. Brokey, you've got TeSS coming at you. Oh, he checks it intermittently. And TeSS finds just the right amount of timing, just enough space to slip away 5v4.
Crazy.
So TeSS off to the races again today. A 7-3 start here on Nuke CT side looks good on him. There it is. They didn't see anything on the first, but they'll break it open twice, and Dexter collects. Not to mention damage onto Rain here. Nico sensing that pack of players crossing outer behind the wall. All you need to find is the one. You get an inkling as to the likelihood of FaZe Clan's movements. And while Kixan sits over towards Single, MP9 in hand.
So impressive the way that Falcons have been playing so far. And even though FaZe have picked up a couple of rounds here, I actually feel like Falcons' rotations have been even stronger. They've looked like they've been in control of rounds. More timings.
No plans.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing. No plant. A fourth round here for the Falcons. That's actually really easy for them.
You know, whether that's making opening moves like TeSS, just getting into trophy without wasting time, but also just reacting to the little pieces of map control FaZe are getting away with. Very fluid-looking Falcons.
Very aerodynamic.
Ooh, Magisk's turn to make a play. And wastes no time. A lot of disrespect coming out of the Falcons in terms of these smoke pushes.
Oh, that bounce is crazy.
Dexter's been having some crazy bounces. It giveth, it taketh. That Messino defuse back on Ancient.
The way Elige is comfortable dueling an op.
Okay, headshot starting to return this round back into the realm of possibility. Kerrigan's gonna walk outdoors. Oh, he recovers that. Magisk catches him by surprise. And Kerrigan still gets the kill. 18 health, walks away towards lobby. Kixan's gonna go for the chase, but as he chases this, you've got more of FaZe Clan's members coming back.
It's a good push, though.
Doesn't look like Kixan will get out of here for free.
He doesn't need to. He's got Squeaky.
Okay. Even better. A kill on Kerrigan would have been one thing, but now, if they let their guard down, he's got more to collect. Double kill, and that damage done early onto Kerrigan could serve up a triple here for Kixan. Molotov to burn him wide, he'll spray him down. 3 kills from the in-game leader of Falcons, getting active as his whole team has all map long. Dexter's been able to capitalize on opening these smokes, but that one goes a little too far, and he would have exposed the guy right in the open.
Big time.
Elige able to cross over, they pinch him. It's a targeted split that comes at the opera of Falcons.
Some noise made right here, but Elige going underneath, that's going to be a free kill, right?
Okay, he gets there. A little bit wild, especially for somebody like Elige.
Yeah, that was crazy. Clearly a decent decision, though.
Sprays away through the vent. Well, metal.
Magisk almost called the animal control. It's like, who's this wild animal running around outside? And Elige, yeah, he's scary because you never know he's going to take his next duel.
It's the bald eagle up in heaven now. Kixan decides to press out from Hut. He's worried about Squeaky, but it's main that's the bigger issue. And Elige connects into TeSS as well. So here we go. This is a much better round out of FaZe Clan. Starts by pinching into Dexter, isolating a duel outside, and then getting Elige to follow forward with the momentum.
Yeah, that's already, I mean, FaZe are down 7-2 at the moment, now 7-3. Barring some kind of miracle, but you know, 10 kills is pretty much on par for Elige maps on Nuke. So he's showing us something super strong, hopefully FaZe can capitalize on it more.
I don't know why. It feels like we're at the end of the series, starting off with Nuke.
Yeah. It's just a series ender, man. That at Inferno.
Here we are. Meanwhile, we've got Mirage as a decider if we need it. We haven't seen FaZe Clan on Mirage since February. So he better keep his guard up in the lobby on his own. Kerrigan throwing all the grenades over the top. And Rain also, this is kind of mysterious, right? Because Dexter's been pretty adamant about playing inside of Garage. They don't see any contact. Deep smokes. Oh, Tessas lines it up. I think Elige was stomping, so easy lineup on the audio. What Falcons don't have out of the gate for Outer, they instead look to reclaim with the potential for that secret push. Oh, still just buying their time, 2 players down there, and they should be patient because Brokey's got an op trained on them from Redbox. This push could get held back by FaZe's Opper.
These are great mid-round moments, though.
Oh, perfect timing,
yeah. Wow.
Perfect lineup. Nico comes swiftly to the top of the staircase.
So perfect with Kicksan. He was already out there for so long.
Just nets them everything. Nice change up from the Falcons off of attack pause. It's a different look to their typical Outer setups that we've had all half long, and it's one that finds just the utmost perfect timing.
They're playing excellent CS today. They have in their last few series. I didn't think they would survive the MongolZ game, but you gotta say they're really validating that. Very close win.
Because no matter what comes next, you're seizing the opportunity that is in this moment, and that is a semifinals with a FaZe Clan that's getting mopped up on Nuke for the most part. Gunning for the 4th T round of the half. Nico tries to emerge out from a smoke. It's a double entry out of Rain. And that's what they needed, a little multi-kill to put that bomb down. FaZe Clan looking for their 4th of the half, non-consecutive round wins this entire T side. It's been very difficult to break through versus Falcons consecutively. But if you can just sprinkle in a few rounds, pick up that CT pistol, your map pick's still on. For now, retake attempt between Tessas and Dexter. You've got a smoke for Dexter at some point that's going to come out. He gets popped, though. Nice rifle work out of the FaZe Clan. 4 rounds on the T side. They had to work for it versus a well-oiled war machine.
Second best pistoling team at the event, and
Yep.
Mango brought up Falcons are the #1 team to fumble second rounds after pistols.
It's a good stat line to remember coming into this. Haphazard smoke spam out of Rain will not connect, and Falcons in a comfortable place. Just close out this pistol. You give yourself a golden ticket to an easy map 1 win. Nico drops vent, wraps back around main. Because that smoke was up, he was hoping to get into this in time. And there is still just enough time. Very quick to it. He finishes off Rain. It's a just sea of headshots from the rest of the Falcons. Frozen, nothing he can do about it. Falcons will continue to win pistols, and this one they do damn near flawless. How comfortable you must be to go for that secret wraparound.
Life gives you peanuts, make peanut butter.
Deep shots come out. Smoke is well timed at least. You're down to 40 seconds. I mean, there's one thing where the guns can win this round. There's another one where Falcons kind of trip over their own feet.
They are a little bit.
You know what I mean?
They're taking a lot of time to do nothing right now.
Yeah. I could try to highlight the fact that they don't have the best hardware, but maybe Falcons offer the rope over to FaZe. Magis connects to Rain first. That's a hut push spotted. There's a second player along that wall. And as long as you play it down with just a little time to spare, that margin of error still exists here. Heaven player a bit late to the party.
They still haven't planted.
Kicksan now starts to punch in the digits. You've given the AK over. Galil picked up from the vent play. Kicksan off onto the hut. Frag grenade with Elige's name on it. That's how he's going to get it over the line.
Woo!
But talk about close. Unnecessarily close.
They got scared. They got scared. They took a lot of time. Oh man, these FaZe are broke right now. They've got like very low util, less than 1 full kit. Brokey's first time on an op in this half. It just, you know, he can have great impact, but he's not going to get many chances to do it. Needs to be now, Brokey.
Oh, and there's just so many players holding for the pop-up. There's just a spread of Falcons. Wow. 5 players wide, even if Brokey kills one, which he didn't, but even if.
That was Tarek peeking mid on Dust too.
Yeah, there is an entire unit of Falcons players ready to go, and that's all because Elige, you know, doesn't end up actually confirming anybody outer, barring Magis, who is all the far back and has now been killed. The one casualty here for Falcons. This 12th round could not have come for more, or could not have been freer.
This is a decisive game from the Falcons, man, and even though FaZe clearly are not going to have many chances to prove themselves here on CT side, it's hard to argue they should have gotten more rounds. They had some chances in that first half, and this was actually a decent setup to at least get some kills. I mean, they just didn't even do that. So what can you say? 12-4 justified here. Falcons.
Nice to see they can pull it out when it matters, because this is a $1.25 million event. And I think more than anything else, Falcons just looking for a trophy. The PGL circuit gave them their first grand finals. Dexter right back into the action here. That tech issue, nothing but a delayed outcome by the looks of things, because Elige is now down for the count, 4v5, and FaZe trying to get this going somehow, some way.
There was like a single point of failure outside, but Falcons are not even going to use it to cross. They're going to take their 5v4 and just turn it into an exec, it looks like. However, the lobby crunch coming in. Might be a little lack of space. Kerrigan spotting one. Frozen in a good spot.
The pinch looks good, though. Frozen can't hang on, however. Kerrigan going down with nothing. Means man advantage for the Falcons. Dexter awaits Rain trying to get active. And this is just across the board a dominant performance out of Falcons on a FaZe map pick that they seem more than content to be playing out on.
They didn't hear this, it looks like.
3 players coming at him. Brokey will find TessS at least. That was low health. Bomb drop, double kill here for Brokey. Maybe just a little more for FaZe to offer up. No soar. Dexter to the headshot. And that is the version of Falcons that we all want to see. Tapping back into potential, the communication has returned. And that is how they'll pave the road to this grand finals if they keep it up.
Maybe Shadow Daggers. What the fuck is this? Nah, man. Yes, sir. That's my style.
I mean, the series isn't done yet. That's what they got to tell themselves.
And us tell the viewer.
Yeah, we've all got to think that we're going to get a third map here. Come on.
Just do something.
My caffeine hasn't even kicked in yet.
Do something. There we go. Frozen, opening kill. Rain could go unnoticed, but he reveals his hand. That smoke grenade with a little gap on it. Everybody's still for Falcons behind it because they've got no control of anything else. Elige, nice angle. Uses the signpost to find Nico's melon.
Got to have these 2 entries. He's got to pick the perfect timing here, Dexter, depending on how these kills go. Right after first contact. Otherwise, how are you going to make it there in time?
Smoke could make this weird. Kicksand going for the plant on the edge of it. Kerrigan doesn't line it up. Retakes on.
Yeah,
Still.
Dexter got out.
Man advantage. Low Magisk. He hits a gush, though, on Elige and gives himself a chance for the safe reload. And that flank is slowly but surely getting into position. Dexter can't afford to rush this, but that tap on the bomb doesn't get bought. Rain now is actually defusing. Dexter comes through. They get him off the defuse. Magisk has managed another kill, and then Kerrigan, who was trying to get his hands on the bomb. For a second there, looked like Dexter wasn't going to be able to strike them all down, but it causes carnage, and Falcons win another pistol.
Well, what can you say? Another beautifully played round out of the Falcons. Desk yesterday was discussing Nico. Yango brought up that Nico's kind of cramped on mid. It's not as nice as Nuke, where he can walk around freely and take his time isolating duels.
Good time flash here from Dexter. Pops out onto Elige. Rain double kill put down. And Dexter's even going to find Frozen on that A main activity. Good opening here for Brokey to bring it back. It was looking like the Falcons were going to have an edge. Now it boils down to Kixan versus Kerrigan on B.
They actually must know Kixan's lurk. He often does this. So you can see that both players are over here. This is, I think, just a really smart read out of FaZe. I think Kixan half is aware that, you know, they're going to be prepared for this push too, but it is a 2v1 for a moment.
Oh my God, he
covered
turns! He just wins both duels on his own. No teammate even needed. It's one thing for Brokey to be caught crossing into the site like that, but for him to snap it onto the headshot towards the player on the right.
That kind of epitomizes this series,
Okay.
right?
I think I speak for many when I said we were all happy for FaZe to find an improvement in form, and we were all signing up for what could have been an awesome back and forth between them and Falcons today, but the semifinal, I can't lie, it's been flat out of FaZe. Elige will find two though. Nice. That's what they needed. It is a fight offered over to them by Falcons, who decide to come swinging out through elbow. They knew what they signed up for. And Elige able to push them back. Maybe FaZe's first. Maybe.
Yeah, a bit weary based on some of the rounds that we've seen so far to call it too soon.
There it is, the audio to confirm it. Rain gonna stay tucked in. It draws Brokey back for a second, but Fire means he can't come out for a peek. Rain's still committed to this corner.
They had that smoke too. There's a flash, but
Crossfire looks good from Cave at least. Rain still just tucked in as tight as necessary. TeSS turns, and that is the moment. They'll swing out and strike them all down. FaZe off of the Elige double, felt like they were always gonna win this. And Magic's gonna remind them as what's in store as the headshots connect, but it's that opening double down from Jonathan Jablanowski. Rain offers up that helping hand, and we'll go back to the mid plate. Pelt it with util, dive into the donut. Huge nade damage here for Kixan to have to handle, and Elige sees that opening in middle. They pop open elbow though, catching him on the climb up. He thought he could escape, the pressure stays on. And Falcons 4 versus 2 in the 7th round.
Important that can be. Nico not dying to Brokey, who wasn't smoked in window, simply ends the round. But make no mistake, there were some close duels that happened just now. Health bars are low here for Falcons, but unfortunately the firepower advantage has been on their side for a lot of these rounds.
That's a smoke down at a minute 10. Still a couple more of them to go for FaZe. Kerrigan is locked into this corner, nowhere to run. TeSS on the approach, clears him out. That's one of the smokes now dropped as well for FaZe. Things go from bad to worse, so they're gonna try to send Brokey maybe into the cave to stop this. He's supported, but they bait out his op shot. Now a little more uncomfortable. Flash to come at him. Dexter's looking to lock him in, but there's also that second defender on the pillar. Still just playing with Brokey.
Beautiful.
Kicks out with the wall bang, baits it into perfection, and it just ends up being completely flat defense. All 3 defenders here die empty-handed.
So it's an amazing round out of TeSS, right? He gets 1 kill, but it's his movement that basically guarantees this. Hey, he comprehensively clears out Cave, doesn't take a single risk. There's no room for Kerrigan to get a lucky kill. There's not even anyone to draw attention away from Kerrigan, unfortunately. That's one flaw of the setup. But TeSS, even with the jump peek on Brokey, you know, that was convincing. Like, that's sometimes a kill you give away because you've already got the kill on Cave. Teammate can come up the ramp. No, they make this as bad as it possibly can be. 5 alive here for Falcons as they win and are now just looking to get the final exit frags.
Ton of extra money to play with. Frozen barely alive. Dexter's gonna get a chance to clear him. And down goes one of these saved rifles. So Elige will hold on to his. That's it, that's all. 3 players on site.
And there is so much damage, but no kills. Finally, Falcons look to let loose.
Yeah, you know, you've created a comfortable margin of error to play with. At this point, with the way that Nuke was wrapped up and the way this one's going, why wouldn't you just start to take the gloves off? Get a little risky. It's very clear FaZe Clan are not stepping up to the plate today. Not yet.
Kixan gets dropped the bomb. There's no more mollies here for the CT side.
Nothing you can do unless the op connects, and Brokey's gonna decide not to pull the trigger just yet. Here's a nice time flank from Elige, tries to soften up the players on site, and it does frazzle Kixan back into the corner. Man advantage on the retake, and this time there is no Degster flank to compromise that back line.
And there's no Molly unless... No.
No nades, so nothing to pick up. Thought maybe a cache of utility could save them. Wallbanks.
He got it!
Him off. Nico double spray. He's gonna try again on the next tap. Just continuing to spam through this wall. Frozen's now gonna try to have his hands on it. He doesn't get the diffuser. 3 kills through this wallbang, but it's a round from FaZe. If that's what's keeping them in this game, then are they even truly in it?
I don't know. That's pretty great though from Nico. Reminder that ammo is the ultimate untapped resource of Counter-Strike. And it's free.
Yeah, he mollied this, Nico, so not going to check the corner, but Molotov never spread to Elige's feet. Man advantage here for FaZe. Gap on that? Looks like Kixan's watching it. Yeah, Kerrigan up along the box. MP9. It's actually just the distraction. Brokey's op from the top of the ramp connects. And TSS returns the favor with 1.
Looking to catch a rotation, but Brokey's still within smokes here on default.
And FaZe still cautious of the other parts of the map. So there's a world where Falcons just play this number advantage of a 3-2 split into the B site.
As long as Rain stays alive, Brokey can stay put.
Ah, but he doesn't. Brokey has to give up his position, drops another body at least, but, oh, that's the clean one. Elige bends a bullet into Degster. A TSS clutch queued up. He's going to prioritize plant. Brokey emerges from the cave here, and TSS inside of smoke. Tough exit for the first time in the series. 2 rounds in a row for FaZe Clan. But is it even worth getting excited about?
I think you got to.
So at least FaZe are finally making their move, but it's down at the base of ramp. Kixan locked in towards middle, so they're not going to find anything here.
Yeah, I mean, with middle clear, though, the CTs are quite a long rotation, so even though they got this info, okay, Rain gets his kill.
Frozen's gone unnoticed for the time being, so he'll find his headshots.
Oh, there he is!
All right! Better late than never, I suppose. 3 in a row for FaZe. Falcons have been consistent in their pistols. And Magisk catches 1 in the back with a grenade in hand, but Elige is going to just strike death down on 2. Magisk and Nico get their heads popped. That's what they're looking for. You get roped in because you thought you caught them off guard, but Elige saves his teammates and possibly FaZe Clan's hope on Mirage.
Looks like they're going to meet each other over at B, however. So 5v3 on the site. We'll see if Falcons decide to push. I think it's in FaZe's best interest to wait a little bit just so that they, you know, maybe will go and do something aggressive here. Kixan spotted one. He communicates it as well. No kill, though, as they move forward. Again, every CT is here.
Kixan waiting on it. Degster's Berettas with a triple.
No,
don't you dare.
3v5 again.
They've taken back a man advantage. They're going to try to chase down the last 2. But, I mean, they're signing up for a fight versus a multi-fragging Elige. Degster decides that's enough, peels back for a moment. 40 seconds on this clock. He has given back the health advantage to FaZe.
Man, I feel like that was a moment where Elige needed to fight and peel back so Brokey could take next contact, but at least it's still a 2v2. However, they've forgotten that the other side of the map exists. Falcons too smart, too shrewd to leave. And this next swing determines everything.
Oh my goodness, a bit more damage. Elige is on for an ace.
4 kills for Elige.
Right? Oh, he gets tapped out. Bomb planters popped up. TSS trades out. Triple kill for Degster. Double down by TSS. The pistol wins just keep on coming up, Falcons.
And they're just smiling, man. It's like a birthday party over here. Another 3v5, dude. Yeah. I feel like FaZe played that a little bit lazy, man. I hate to say that.
One missed nade in the middle of all that. TSS wide swings. Tech9 hits the ground. Elige's AK right here for the taking, but he's going to fight for it. And Nico down towards elbows in a bit of a pinch, but he'll continue to keep them back with nades. And he's going to lock in the fight versus Brokey instead. It's a position that could catch Nico off. He's got Magis to help him if needed. There it is. Beautiful stuff from Brokey. Shuts them both down. They have the numbers advantage. And Yanko brought up the stat, the amount of second rounds that Falcons loses after pistols. Is this another one for the bucket? Dexter's got other ideas. Bomb to be planted on the B site still. Good health here for FaZe.
He's actually just walking fully away from this with the amount of time left over. I'm hoping to find some sort of lurk, I suppose. Honestly, based on this game and how many unlikely positions they've overcome, I would have put on Dexter to give this shot. 13 and 6 as he comes into this map. Shows what this team is really all about, but got to get there first.
Looks like Falcons are going to take a swing and cave. Trade's good from Nico. Rain going to keep an eye on the gun. That opens up the bomb to go and join the players towards Donut. A's feeling likely at this point, but we're down to 25 seconds. Magisk, this MP9, close proximity to the site. They're splitting up. FaZe chucking a grenade over towards the B site, but the Falcons aren't going to buy it. Nico's going to keep an eye on it just in case. But this stack gets into position at the right time. Kixan, he draws attention. MP9 on the exit. Oh, Magisk, he swings, but it's all about Dexter now. And he shaves off both.
He got off it.
Off Bong. No plant. Kills could be taken if not for Dexter on the run. And FaZe fizzle out in the 15th. Falcons with a robbery.
Oh, man, it looked like a solid position once all the kills came down, but the rotations early in for Falcons once again.
And Falcons sharp. Quality Counter-Strike worthy of a grand finals. And the chase of a trophy lift. MP9 at the top of the ramp, toppled here by Elige. He gets cut off by the rest of the pack. Still a couple guns out there for the FaZe Clan. Nico lets them just skate by inside smoke. Comes in, their turn, and now he gets dropped by Frozen. So FaZe have fought their way into this bomb site, regardless of the stack up from the Falcons. Nade on Brokey. That's going to drop him to 38. Another one clears him off of the pillar.
No.
Retake will show no sign of slowing down as Dexter yet again comes through with impact on sight. Frozen behind box, found out his spray off the mark, and Falcons just can't stop winning.
Immaculate utility here from the Falcons once again.
Trying to set up this A split to keep the hopes alive, but Magisk peels away from Donut just in case the numbers come at them strong. It's all about this Elige AK, and he gets the trade frag at the very least. That's the silver lining here. A main cut down by Dexter. Bomb's looking to emerge soon enough, but they can pause because the red room push is coming around. Tesses, do you swing this? Kerrigan's Tech 9 dodges the flash, and he comes in with 2, but you've still got Dexter on site. They know about him, and he tries to hold it, but he can't. Brokey finally getting out from A main with that bomb. Kerrigan scoops up an M4. He is the hero of the 17th, but Kixan arrives, takes a dink down to 30, and the smoke will give respite. FaZe to plant this bomb.
He's going to walk that flank over to Donut. It's planted so that they can fall back to him. He's faking it, though. Kixan's coming in with no smoke for this spot. This should be a fine position for FaZe. And he's assuming that they're playing towards him. And they are in some sense. But how's Kixan going to watch this lurk? Surely he's not going to find this, right?
Nah, Kerrigan rounds the corner and picks him up.
Took some damage for it, but...
Whew, big one here from Finn. He was 5 and 13 at the start of that round. The double tech 9.
It's up to FaZe to use it against them. We've seen Elige go forward with a couple of window lurks. Brokey watching from behind. The CTs are here.
It's Elige versus Nico. AK tries to tap those heads to rattle the CT defense. There's the dink back on Elige, now harder to handle. Nico steps up, Brokey doesn't get the trade. Kerrigan at least opens shot versus Tesses, and Frozen's gonna win his duel, so 2 separate engagements that both come up to FaZe. Rain along the wall collects his kill, and Dexter still yet to be given a target to shoot at. And so 3 separate individual duels all come up FaZe's favor. And that is what could get them one round closer.
Okay, now we're talking. Absolutely. So even though they get that first kill as they walk out of the window, it's FaZe with full-on mid control. There's more players that Falcons don't know about. And they find this refrag both on the extremity of the map and inside of middle. And you can see the depressive positions that the CTs are dying in. They're the ones who are trying to claw back space, even though it's very early into the round. This doesn't happen if Falcons start off trying to establish inside of mid.
A 5-round streak for FaZe currently. Is it all to just set up a harder heartbreak?
I don't know if Dexter shot or not, but Brokey lucky to get out of there. Ate that flash and left.
He did shoot.
Good to see Falcons taking over mid control, though. They've got the Rook on the file in this position. Dexter has to get flashed in order to fall back. And this will take resources or players if they want to swing into this, but shots missed.
Nico picks it up, luckily for him, stays standing. Golden opportunity there for Dexter. Nico also tough to get out of here with Rain kind of breathing down his neck, but he'll drop a nade on top of it. And this has opened a door for the Falcons' triple B stack. There's a question mark in the back of the Falcons' mind when it comes to mid control, but because they established it, they're just willing to write off that FaZe won't go for it, and they're not wrong.
Well, it is 2.5 men here. Nico so low.
Kixan looks to go down ramp. They're getting active as that utility comes sailing over the top. Kerrigan tries, but TessS and Kixan lock in the ramp. More damage done. Rain somehow, some way, gonna have to pull off what's left of the 1v4. Nico in the corner, distraction served up. It's a long time coming, but they'll take it.
Wow.
12.
Didn't think that that was going to happen based on this game, but they were brave enough to venture into middle. They were fortunate enough for Dexter to miss those 2 shots and for Nico to still stay alive. Well, 1 round's nice, but it still wouldn't be much of a comeback at this point in the game for FaZe to take it to overtime. Falcons have to stay sharp.
Something different. Dexter to peek in. Frozen. Oh, pops him instantly. It's a daunting ask of Magisk now. You've got that Kerrigan stomp to the right side. Magisk tries to slide in. He is locked in with him. And so FaZe Clan find a 5 versus 3. It's a different look from Falcons, and it's one that comes up empty-handed.
The first time they've gone deep on A main, isn't it? And FaZe are ready for it. They've got surveillance everywhere at the moment. And this will finally be a position where Falcons are unwilling to gamble.
Dexter's attempts have been left, right, and center, but...
And finally, when Nico starts to go over towards the B site, you've got Frozen going on an adventure all the way through tunnel behind him. I mean, you got to think that the money's in the back of their heads right now. They saw that smoke come down on Temple, but to be honest, from the CT perspective, they got to make sure they have money for next round. Oh, and they lose Nico.
Now it's no longer majority.
Yeah, he was on $0 here.
He just heard that bomb site, that bomb plant. Kind of wrote off the possibility Frozen would be that deep on him. And there's no guarantee that these other 2 exit. I mean, this is a very bolstered attempt to clear out TessS and Kixan. And if they think they can cross for free, Brokey's gonna, supposed to, stop them. Still to kill Kixan looks likely, but maybe not. Finally, TessS dropped here. He comes back to try to help out Kixan, I guess. Could have just ran off to the swamps. Instead, Kixan, the only survivor by the looks of things, FaZe to an 11th, a 24-round game, all things considered. Star power in their back pocket, and a final attempt to deny FaZe where they do their best work.
See if this will be another almost comeback for FaZe, or if they'll grab it.
Okay, that could have been it. That could have been it. Rain wants action in on mid. Frozen just lines it up instead. Nico the first casualty. Very adamant about getting into the action bottom mid. And TessS trying to spam Rain out of this one. Nah. Comes up FaZe Clan 5 versus 3. Overtime looking likely as Frozen has taken over to a 20-13 scoreline. Magisk lucky to still be standing. Dexter could slip in with the M4 though at a moment's notice. Frozen right there looking to lock horns. Dexter thinks about it. Somebody's got to be the hero if Falcons are going to win this round. And Dexter takes a ton of damage in response for that, but at least it's a single kill back for Falcons.
Yeah, he might actually be more reliable on this rifle. Very clean scoreline, but that op hasn't been doing him many favors. Health bars are low, though, even with that kill.
We've already seen multiple 3 versus 5s this series out of the Falcons. This would be the most gut-wrenching of all. With the low health of Magisk and Dexter, you'd think this would be unbelievable, but Kicksan's going to try to make a move again, getting active. Brokey holds this, but he gets tapped out.
Decapitated instantly. We've got Kicksan falling back. They aren't chasing him fast enough.
So rotate slowly through the CT spawn, but it's also a slow decision.
A is no longer an option.
FaZe is not coming forward fast enough. Kerrigan, he'll find his inside of the cave. Now it's going to be a quick sprint over from Falcons. A 10th of his health to use here, Magisk. Rain, hands busy, plants, and no contest. Not going to get him off this, but you've got Dexter to attack the back line soon enough. Magisk continues to try to keep the pressure up, to serve up distractions. Kerrigan's got the safety of this corner, but he just runs into the open. Thank God he still comes up with it. He had a health advantage. Dexter, tough stuff. Magisk, this would be impossible. He tries to close the gap to the site. He knows the position's still inside of the cave. They'll get denied. FaZe run this back.
Oh, they did it. The full comeback. Nothing cosmetic right here.
Kerrigan on a solo operation outside the B site. Frozen simultaneous contact looked for here.
They're having their way with the map, though.
Yes, they are.
That's what's really important.
SS, though, does more damage than what Kerrigan can output, and now it's feeling like the all-in. Utility lands in front of them. Good chip damage. Magisk looks to just get a strong anchor highlight right here, right now. First round of overtime valuable. Nades come soaring over. Kills connect for Nico. And these rifles find their intended targets. Brokey, it's a heroic attempt, outnumbered on the site, trying to serve up enough of a distraction for Elige to somehow, some way, come through with impact. And the timing works out. SS, no, he swings in. He gets enough damage. It is a single point of health here to make the difference for Elige.
Still 30 seconds.
But the difference is it draws the attention of the donut players back. He gets another 2 kills with 1 health. Brokey in the middle of the site to the 1v2. He's been better here in Bucharest than 2025. It's become a dire norm for Brokey to let these rounds slip. Missed shot. And as that target gets behind this donut position, Nico swings out to close in on him. And that is Falcons following through from a solid hold to a finish.
But they came out great on trades.
Again, it's mid. They're trying for the boost. Oh, interrupted by Kerrigan. Elige is going to set up the flashes. Falcons try to get elaborate in the middle of the map. And no grace period given because Kerrigan throws caution to the wind. Flames at his feet. He comes flying through. Another 3v5 attempt here for the Falcons. And they will start it off by finding Finn. And they've got time to rock this back to the B site. It's not an immediate follow through from Rain just yet. He's letting those Temple players, creep up. Utility on Dexter, he can't help out from the other side of the map. He is just absent from the rest of this, and there's been far too many rounds where poor Dexter is just sent into the save. He wants to be the star. He's got the stopping potential, but he's not here. It's gotta be TSS and Kicksan. And Kicksan goes down with nothing further than the 1. TSS can't get the multi-kill either, and so Dexter's a little too late to this party. FaZe Clan look to tie up yet again.
Yeah, we've definitely got a different team now, FaZe. Excellent round here overall, especially with Kerrigan winning his 2 duels in mid with 1 spray down. They look like the stronger team from the T perspective inside of middle, but because they lost that first round to the Falcons, this overtime is still wide open. FaZe's quota may have been just a perfect overtime because, I mean, Falcons, again, they started off 8-1. Looked dynamic, comprehensive. Damn near showed no gaps at the start of this game. Certainly enough for the late round team that is FaZe.
American jackknife. TeSeS in the corner. Oh, he gets the better of Kerrigan. No way. Frozen's able to trade it at least. Kicksand drops fire on Frozen, who gets another headshot on the entry. And that's going to spend a bit of time from Dexter's point of view. They rotate over to deal with the red room. Tees have this site smoked out.
Wow, Legion play that full commitment.
It is a powerful op that has not had all the opportunities it was looking for to hold this B site at bay. Frozen,
what?
A triple! Just walks through this smoke like it's nothing. The disrespect offered. Dexter to the M4 finds only the one, and the red room hold comes out. FaZe have a lead.
How was that even an option? Pushing through a short molly with a smoke with a molly behind it. Let's see if they can replicate it versus their newly leveled up opponent.
Pressure looks huge here. Kerrigan's gonna swing again. Oh, he continues the spray.
They don't care anymore.
No, this is it, the finality of FaZe. The first time they touch a lead and they swing for the fences. All you gotta do is deal with Dexter and Magisk. And they're fumbling this one. Flailing around here on the exit of the A site. Frozen just gonna take his time, hang on to a very critical portion of this defense. His teammates queued up. They're along the wall, and they swing in time. Rain to close it out. Frozen double assist. Perfect pinch from FaZe. Perfect play out of the gate. Falcons were laughing through their losses. FaZe distraught with a round win. Well, here we are. 2 chances to close, and Nico will say something about it out middle. Something that was done to him, an aggressive opening stance, but it is Kerrigan once more.
20 kills for Kerrigan.
Flies down that ramp right into the action.
Oh, this gap. Sometimes TeSeS finds it. Nico's going to catch it.
He turns.
No, timing was perfect, but he still gets the kill.
Then he goes into the bomb site to try to keep the pressure up on Rain. This close is no guarantee. Oh, he smokes himself off. That's going to give Rain a chance to exit. A second to catch his breath. Nico, do you come through
still
smoke
walking.
again? Rain is watching for it, but the utility flushes him off of the original position. Back into the lane instead.
He's prescient. He knows the reactions, knows exactly what he can get away with.
Frozen to try the flank as Kicksand goes deep. Brokey a little late to the party here.
All praise to Nico on this. Winning mid. Again, one of his harder positions.
Frozen, though, unannounced so far. Now they think about it. Frozen's been so clean with these kills.
One rotation coming in from CT. The nade here as well.
That's going to flush them back. Frozen is simply not missing, so good thing Dexter shoots him while he's forward.
Oh my God.
Brokey could have, but that op shot off the mark. He'll chuck the gun to not be safe. Dexter on the chase.
Wow.
Dexter's gonna close this out. He hits 25 in the same round as Frozen. That is all Nico with confidence through smokes.
Even though Falcons are suddenly playing from behind, there's a real chance of a second overtime. Kicksand, time for your clutch call.
Full exec, huh? That's how it's gonna go down. This is how it either ends one way or the other. Rain steps up. Alicia's flashes continue to find them a slaughter.
What a win.
Excuse me, FaZe. Forgive me, for I had stopped believing. From an 8-1 lead with a first map in their back pocket, we go to the unknown. No FaZe on Mirage since February.
That's eventually going to catch up with you, especially with players like Nico on the other side of the board, but a lot of confidence was won back just now by FaZe. And Falcons have had some devastating losses. And Dexter, man, he had such a good scoreline. He had so many impactful rounds, but I really feel he just lost focus towards the end of the game, and I think he could have closed out that map in a few different positions.
Nico caught off, but doesn't seem to be surprised, does he? Hell of a snapshot over. Frozen finds his second of the round. And so FaZe come up in a post plant with a man advantage. Tess has to crawl up sneakily from the connector. Kerrigan's going to start pushing out. I mean, TeSeS thinking, what, he's got to go clear this just to go check? Kerrigan gives up his position. TeSeS looking to lock in with him. No help here for TeSeS. Kixan's got to look for the other targets, and he finds his. So 2 separate 1v1s, both come up the favor of Falcons. Frozen, we've seen 2 clean P250 shots. There's 3 and 4.
Woo!
Gets a little scrambled, but recovers, and that's all that matters. FaZe take a pistol.
He was so focused on that. He knew the time was going down on that defuse, but he had to take out the first target.
And we started to see some really aggressive plays coming out of Kerrigan towards the tail end of Ancient to really just hammer that nail into the coffin. We could go ahead and see that out of the gate as well, but oh boy, force buy back from Falcons.
And now the 5v4.
Still sit here waiting for it. Kerrigan finds first blood. And nobody else forward ahead of Dexter, so that flashbang, okay. Nico slides up along the bench. That's 2 kills back the way of FaZe, and it looks like they've found themselves in a better position. But this player coming up from ramp,
Did he get hurt from the
yeah,
pallet?
100%, right? You can see the other players scrambling, but they come back in and combined. Kerrigan would have heard that sprint. He would have warned his teammates. There was nothing he could do to stop this. He could still win with kills. Kixan's gonna pop up, and Falcons force buy back again.
I honestly didn't even realize Dexter hit that shot.
FaZe Clan have guns.
Kerrigan had a fantastic map back on Ancients. Second highest on his team in terms of kills. And especially those late map frags. And he goes out in the open. Oh, no.
See ya.
Was no real fallback opportunity right there. I mean, it's possible Rain misses that chance, but it was definitely at the advantage.
Frozen Elish to try to join forces. They tried to do all the heavy lifting back on Ancient just to push it over the line. TSS makes contact. That's bomb confirmed, but body's ahead of it. Nice reaction out of Dexter. Not gonna miss that chance. Man advantage taken back, if not only momentarily. We get evened out. Magisk and TSS, they combine for damage on the Palace play, but Elish is gonna push through smoke. He goes off of the bench play. Bomb planted his direction, and that top ticket play out of Magisk now, he's looking to stamp his name on this round, and Elish distracted, but he knows Dexter's gotta be over here somewhere, and the op won't miss its second shot either. Falcons keep on winning.
Yeah, very, very smart moves from Dexter. I mean, extreme patience when it came to middle.
We still have to believe in FaZe. It's contractually obligated.
I mean, because of the proof in this series. You know, if it was just yesterday or something, that'd be something else, but we just saw what FaZe did. One of the best comebacks of the year.
Not allowed to write them off twice preemptively. You gotta wait for that result to hit the board, and right now it's results on this A site that FaZe really want. Remaining adamant about hitting this half of the map. Nico gonna slide in, catches a nade in Kerrigan's hand. Then the other two answer. Elish, beautiful headshots coming out from him, and Frozen finds Magisk, so the A site's open.
Oh, that nade.
On Kixan. That is what they're looking to tap into. Big entry attempt from Elish delivers.
Yeah, and Elish back on Ancient as well. Like, again, even when he was like 15 and 15 critical impact, his kills are starting the round out. It's going to be his entries. He gets really far out there sometimes where it's not in a tradable spot, but like you see the aim, man, and then that's how they want to weaponize him. The practice routines that they use on refrag, you know, Elish will put it on display in a live match.
Vertigo spray down.
Yeah.
I think still remains like the best example. That was a walking commercial. TSS, a walking corpse. We still got Dexter floating around bottom middle. He's not getting out of here anytime soon. He's gonna fight his way to connector. That's where Kerrigan's gonna stop him. Frozen also just returned the kill back onto Kixan. That means B site open. That means Nico scrambles. And if he wants to cut off Cat, that's one thing, but you've already got a player back on bench.
Yeah, and Nico knows that something's wrong. We'll see about this peak right here.
Okay.
Beautiful. Oh, and suddenly they can't simply go B. They got to come at this one a little bit more slowly. But how do they get Falcons to doubt this setup? Nico's fighting for info. Oh, and he gets caught jumping up.
On the jump up.
He makes that play because I think in the back of his mind he's assuming they're not going to try to take this. We'll see if he even ends up just saving and bench, or if he runs his way over towards the A site. But he is far from the action.
Dexter's ops down in connector. Matt just gonna take a swing at this. He's got the kit. He's got 30 seconds still on that bomb.
Guess that information is undeniable at the end of the day, even though Falcons didn't see anything here.
He's going to the flank, and now the footsteps here. Kixan's gonna raise the alarm. He can't manage to hold off the first one. Bodies drop down to sight, all empty-handed.
Everyone dies.
3 chances for Falcons, no kills between them. And if only things had been slowed down, then maybe TessS's flank is just the best of positions, but a little too late to the party. And that bomb is gonna dictate this one. FaZe closed the gap to the 5-4 score.
Crazy entries right there. The early smoke, they still use the tail end of that smoke on Cat to feel confident coming in on the exec. There wasn't anything bad about the way that Falcons approached this. They had full on mid control. They used TessS on that flank. They had 3 players to defend B. And for the first, map and a half, it was Falcons winning all the duels in those positions. It was simply FaZe just like not showing up mechanically. Well, it looks like that's changed.
Bottom mid now confirmed with the trajectory of Alicia's nades. So it makes sense to start dunking frags down on them, and that one is on the money.
Solid utility back and forth. And
Shot, Brokey drops the ball. Nico just baits him out. Dexter's gonna find his. Everybody this time the way of Falcons. Just when we start to praise the individual shots, Frozen not yet given his chance until now. He'll get dropped by Dexter. Highlights go both ways. Opening kills with follow-throughs right behind them. Full-blown exec. The follow-through won't be far off behind it. We saw Dexter's impact from Ticket 1 round ago. There you have it. Feel the wrath. Dexter snaps into that pack of players, all emerging out from ramp. Getting into sandwich now at least, but the bomb still lingers further back. And he's gonna test the waters, opening up Ticket. A little skin seen on the other side. Kerrigan toying with the thought of coming through. Will try to pounce. Dexter onto the sidearm. Teammates soon to be with him. Great wallbang comes out from Nico. And that's going to be a Lige out without anybody to fire back at. Brokey to the AK towards connector. Gets a good amount of damage in, but the kills all still Falcons. Frozen. A one-man army, not enough. 7-4. Retake taken. Magisk also a key component of that retake. We see him line up his 2. Basically coming through on cleanup duty. It's both Dexter and Nico, 12 kills apiece. Dexter finds Rain, top middle, down already. This op is in a paradise. And Dexter, blink and you miss it, rotates over towards Ticket yet again. We saw what FaZe were able to do taking over this B site, but not like that, not by walking through smoke. Kixan on the perfect angle to punish that walkout.
Yep. I mean, now we look at the amount of kills that FaZe have, and it's Frozen with 10.
We saw previously FaZe when they were able to jump out, Kixan along the arch corner just gets stuffed. He swaps out and it pays off. Brokey can take a swing at this site if he chooses to. He's got the bomb, he's got the Galil, so will Elige. But that smoke on connector gets Elige ever closer. TessS has this angle held from Van. No reason for TessS to move. But he goes for the jump, he gets a dink. Now both players tagged. Both these CTs this low.
Brokey
Gets blindsided. Kixan will catch him off from the corner. Little recovery coming out of the low health bars, and he's gonna play as the insurance policy, diving deep into the apartments. It's an Elige 1v5. Would you believe it? Dexter closes out. That op is omnipresent yet again. You just can't escape him. He is all over FaZe as they go up 8-4. This incendiary though, we've seen Tees just disrespect this piece of util when it comes to these B floods. They're gonna charge right through it. No problem, now he's gotta hit his shots. He'll find one, TessS drops first. Support by the form of back market door. Kerrigan still hanging on. 2 kills, not half bad, but Nico's able to answer. Now to plant, 3v3, fast flank out of Elige. And I don't know if they're gonna expect this timing. He comes out through the smoke. It's an execution of Kixan, Nico down beneath him. He's firing up above. CT's trying to come at it. It's a 1v3, and he gets denied. Rain comes out with the final kill for the pistol. FaZe win another pistol. They better convert.
Yeah, it's time to look alive, and that's exactly it. It's all about the conversion now.
It's risky business, but he gets away with it, and then looks to come and support Catwalk. We get the clearing of the bottom of middle. Elige loses a teammate in the process. TeSS a little late to this party, but he will soon join up with Kixan as they send Degster back to grab bomb.
That's the value of the double connector play. That push was supported really well.
But then they kind of unravel it slightly. You get one player still on stairs in the form of Elige, and then Rain's a bit occupied as that smoke sitting up in the window. Elige better be prepared. There's more fights where the first one came from. His gun's dry, his pistol, it's too much of an ask, and you just got Rain clipped out from the window. Frozen just keeps his head tucked. Down to 15 seconds. Falcons playing with fire, and Frozen, he gets cleared out by Magisk, who just gets the kill from the ramp, and Kerrigan dies empty-handed. Falcons slice up through connector.
So past a minute smoke here, comes out into window. Not an actual A-split though, it's all T's, it looks like, coming back to the ramp.
Frozen's in the corner and gets deleted.
Perfect, clear.
You put your highest performing player in a critical spot like that. TeSS uses one bullet, brains on the wall, and the follow through right here with it. Falcons gunning for the double digits. Kerrigan just peeks in. We talked about his late game performance. Magisk cleared out. Rain reveals himself. Kerrigan continues to stop Falcons in their tracks. The whip around here from Kixan. Layered defense towards connector. Ops got it.
What?
And Kerrigan stands tall.
Who is this man right now between these two maps?
We saw the impact Degster was able to have from similar positions. You've got to replicate your counterpart. Decides to play ahead of it. Drops a smoke in the middle of sight. This bomb site is blanketed in smokes. And Brokey unable to connect off the first shot, but they'll pop the smoke open, deny Kixan the fly over top, and Elige is gonna unleash. Into the pack he'll go. Nico responds. Desert Eagle, the only thing for the Falcons to have connected. And Degster, oh boy, now you've given him an op.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna turn this back at them.
There you go.
Shot down, and you're now gonna feel the wrath of Degster if he has it his way. All the while, Nico's Deagle still sat back over towards default. Dodges flashes, missed shot. Now it's back in FaZe's hands. Nico tries to keep his head down. He's surrounded, and he will find nothing else. So FaZe tie up.
Oh, stressful moment there for Brokey. Giving the op over to Dexter. He turns it into a sequence. It looks like they will.
Oh, they could collateral even. Brokey just don't miss.
Oh.
He does again.
That's the chance. That
Luckily
loses
for him, you've got Elige on window. It's not all for naught. Keeping that close proximity of Elige allows him to play off of Brokey, who then gets burned back. No second chances so far for Brokey. Elige sitting on a quarter health. We've got 40 seconds left on this clock, and it's going to be Falcons to at least put Nico in or outside the window.
Awkward moment. They don't want to get jumbled up. They're going to hear this run out, and this is actually Nico's time to go, but Rain is watching it.
It's held. Now, all of a sudden, TeSS stuck in on the stairs. He reveals himself. Rain doesn't have to swing. He's got Brokey behind him. He gets the dink off. Brokey's actually offered the op over to Elige while he sits on low health, and Elige over towards Ticket is now going to have pressure coming to him. Kerrigan tries to offer up more yet again, and Elige waits, stoically holding, hoping, nobody showing. Down to the 7 seconds, bomb planted, wallbang connects, and as they try to peel away, they know damn well where Elige is at, and they both get back into the ramp so quick, in fact, that it's going to be a reposition here from Magisk. Degster has been playing so well. 21 kills, 8 deaths, sits back and has to wait for Magisk to eventually wrap around. He goes to confirm if the defuse is there, and they will find them off it. Do they believe in this reposition? Magisk fails!
Oh.
Frozen slays him and leave it to these two on FaZe.
He has to believe that round is coming in for Falcons. They have to take advantage of this opportunity while it exists.
Oh God, that's awkward. They actually kill Rain beside him instead. Rain just a victim of the Elige contact. He tries to swing out. That's insane, but it works. Frozen able to tether off of him. Again, it is those two players to try to hold it on.
Oh, what a position here for Magisk.
The fact he slips down into the first casualty, that's perfect. He's standing on Rain's dead body. Elige continues to try to be the savior. Main character energy paying off. but working with 40 health, certainly not ideal. And they won't know about this Magic's position. I mean, he could approach with caution, but no, he's more concerned about sight. Suddenly man advantage here for the Falcons camp. Degster in the mix. Star power on the line. Magisk wallbang making up for lost time in that 1 round prior. And Brokey has been a non-factor throughout Mirage. And in this 1v3, will he even get a chance? That's about as impactful as the op has been for him all map long. He will run down this bomb, he will die with time, commits to the cause. We're tied again.
Oh yeah, we're tied again. I don't exactly know what happened there inside of middle. Maybe it's a blessing. Sometimes when you're having an off day.
Gonna try again. It's right there for the taking, but Kixan straight up beats him.
Oh.
Galil, from an underperforming in-game leader, Falcons find footing on A with ease. Brokey burning all the way to a Molotov.
He thought he had a place to stand, and with that, it looks like goes map point unless there's a way for a 2v5 retake to take place. But look at the CTs cowering in fear, knowing that they hold the only hope for a chance to bring this game back into the next round if they're allowed to live. It's an honest duel 1 at the top of mid from Kixan over Elige.
And the saves denied at the end. They're coming for Kerrigan's as well. Just hiding and hoping that they'll have anything to work with in the follow-up. Kerrigan hangs on, fights for it. 1 rifle kept. Holding his nerve and awaiting a chance to strike. They will position Nico, who sometimes goes through with this windowsill. Other times, waits it out. Elige looking to take a glimpse at this, and he could find them. They're not ready. Nobody's watching.
Oh, he still hit it.
Hands on his head, rain presses out. That's an upgrade offered over to the Norwegian. And now Brokey also over towards Tetris. He's got to do something because Nico's starting to recover. These defenders on the A site, they've got to somehow bring this back. And they do stop bomb. Brokey, better late than never. Dexter's P250 connects to the next one. Somebody's got to get the plant off. Off shot connected.
Oh!
And there they go. The grand finals.
They might be the team that people like to meme on, people want to see their downfall, but today is not that day. Today they are going back to another PGL finals. Team Falcons does it.